see in I think it will be coming out in 2 hours. So I think it's right at the end of our live streaming session. So I'm expecting that market should be slowing down again as the same as yesterday, and we could be seeing much more volatility happening at later market hours as usual. Since we'll be having other data that could be coming out on the same time, we'll be having the BOC deciding the interest rate soon, and also we'll be having the US private sector economy data from the services and the composite of the overall economy of the US. Overall, of all of the signs that we are seeing, it's pretty optimistic. We are seeing that people are expecting that the US economy still remains stable, nothing much of deteriorations. Okay, so I think that's the overview for tonight's news. We will be having the BOC. The Canadian dollar definitely will be moving much more and more volatile, and tonight's currency strength charts has actually been showing us that kind of reflection, so gotta be careful if you guys are trading, and we'll see how that goes, guys. Okay. So let us get started. Let us be reviewing what could be happening on the gold market. Okay, so I think yesterday GLTS news is really great significance, I would say, and that could really give us a little bit of a guidance, I would say, on what could happen on the market. And certainly based on so far that we have been seeing on the gold market, prices has just been moving literally the same from yesterday. Prices has just been moving on a sideways range between 3,350 towards 3,370 at its highest, and hasn't able to return towards those price. However, we are seeing some good signs that how the prices will be moving next is how the market has been moving. So as you guys could see that even though prices hasn't actually shown us any clear indications of a trend, prices seems likely to go lower and really unstable, but I'm seeing signs that prices are trying to build on this lower consolidations, and it seems that prices are likely to try to push on higher grounds for tonight, and that's what I'm seeing on the shorter time frame. And this is a 30-minute time frame charts, and from this kind of market movements, I will say that it's a good thing if you guys wait for more market movements to get better confirmations rather than rushing in, since price momentum has also started to slow down entering the London sessions, and I will be expecting more market volatility happening on the US market sessions, which could happen in another 3 hours plus. So patience are definitely required. We maybe will be just analyzing for most of the times, and there won't be a lot of signals that could be coming out from the market that we are watching. So definitely we need to see how this goes and be patient about it. Okay, so for now I think overall market sign hasn't been changing much. We are still stuck towards what really happened last night. As you guys could see, that literally it's still the same charts. The price ranges is still between 3,340 towards 3,370 at its highest, but literally the action is just between the very tight ranges around 3,350 towards 3,365. So it's definitely a tight range, considering that gold prices right now is already at 3,000, so it's just a move of a total of 0.3%. So it's definitely not much, and definitely I will be much more patient for tonight, as the ADP has much more significance compared to yesterday's news. Alright, good evening PL, nice to see you, welcome. Hope we can make some good trades for tonight. I hope that's always the case. I've never been considering to giving out losing trades. Definitely that's not what I'm trying to achieve, but sometimes market conditions doesn't allow us to profit, and we live on to survive for the next day and try to make the best out of tomorrow. Okay. Alright, so for now we are still seeing signs that prices are still consolidating, so I think I will still start with what I see the best. Since we are still back on the consolidations area, sideways area, I will definitely try to wait, see better confirmations, and I'd rather be late rather than be too early on the market for now. With how the consolidation has been working, I would love to see better market reactions first. So that's the view on the gold market for tonight. And what about the silver market? Okay, so let us move on, try to see what's happening on the silver market. So silver market is actually showing us a very similar picture on what really happened on the gold market. So one of the things that I'm looking at the silver market as of now is prices are still above $34, which I say it's a very important thing to really see the bullishness that could be appearing on the silver market in the long run, and definitely on the short term it's really high implications if prices couldn't hold above $34. And right now we are seeing that prices are still trying to hold on its support area around $34.40, which has been quite a strong support since the Asian sessions for today, where prices has already been consolidating around those areas and trying to rebound and touching $34.60. But so far it hasn't been moving very well, couldn't be breaking out higher, and the follow through hasn't been that well. And we have been seeing prices has returned and moving on the consolidations area, right, the ones that we are seeing, similar with what happened on the gold market, guys. Alright, so if I'm showing you guys the sideways trend and how the price movement has been ranging, it's literally around here. It's very similar with what we are seeing on the gold market, and there's not a lot of difference. So I will be expecting to see similar market movements, and definitely again, I think I will still prefer to stick with wait and see approach for now with this kind of market conditions that couldn't giving us a lot of great momentums coming up from this market. But certainly with the silver market right now is weakening, definitely it's almost coming back to normal, where we are seeing it will be impacting the gold market to be weakening. But like I said, it's sometimes too early, and sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's not a good thing. And with the sideways trends that we have been seeing on both gold and silver, I would still prefer to wait despite the current weaknesses that we are watching through the lives right now. Okay, so for now I think I will try to see how the market reactions will be working around the support area for silver around $34.40, see whether prices could be breaking down lower or not. Because if prices start to break down lower, that could be giving us a clear sign, and I will be waiting for the next candlestick to see how the next market reactions work. Even though it could be a bit later, but we could get the certainty and the clarifications of how the momentum of the trend could be going next. Okay, so for you guys who are watching, you guys could try to pay attention to see how the price reactions will be around $34.40, see how the price reactions and the follow through, where the prices could be sustaining below the $34.40 to get the confirmations that prices could be weakening for today on the silver market. And for the gold market, I think it will be around 3,352, 53 area, and see how the broke down, if the breakdown does happen, and see how the reactions will be going there next. Okay, so for now I think I will not be really discussing more on the long-term market since prices hasn't really changed, so the view is still the same. I'm still looking at a very limited upside for gold. Meanwhile, for the silver, as long as prices could stay above $34, I'm seeing good chances that silver prices could remain bullish. But I think things have started to change, where silver market has started to go on bullish, while the gold market has started to go into neutral at the moment. Okay, so that's a few of the changes on the long-term market that we are watching through the long-term market perspective for the gold and also the silver market on the long term. Alright, so since prices are already starting to touch the consolidations area around the 3,352-53 area, we'll try to see how the market reaction works. And remember guys, sometimes market price could really move that fast, so make sure you guys can try to find out on your own, try to see how the market reaction works and try to see where it goes next. Okay, but certainly, like I said, I would rather to see better market movements and try to see how the breakdown will be followed through. Okay, so just a little bit of a discussions on what really happened last night, because like I said yesterday, I'm expecting that the GOLDS would be lower, meaning that the job market will be fine and that could really push down gold. So if you guys are watching yesterday, it seems that yes, at our VIP live sessions we do turn out to see that possibility happening on the market, where we actually seeing that gold prices after the news came out, it does drop, even though it has been ranging quite much, where you guys could see this kind of a long wick pattern forming on the market after the news appeared. So if you guys are watching here, so you guys could see that there's a very long wick across the time that we are watching through the live sessions, and this could be a very tricky, and that could be giving a little bit of a false sign sometimes. Yes, alright. So, but definitely the case that we are watching, that people expectations on the earlier market sessions is trying to see the possibility that the job market will be improving, and it turns out it didn't, and it turns out that the job market is deteriorating. And we are seeing that prices eventually broke down after the news. So sometimes before news we couldn't be seeing a lot of actions, and certainly it is happening after the news sessions yesterday. But after the news sessions arrived, we started to see that the price broke down lower, and afterwards we started to see that prices once again return higher. And I'm expecting that one of the main reasons that happened is the US dollar index still remains quite stable and didn't really drop that much, and it's part of the theme where if the heavy data pack news week is arriving, it's usually a common theme where we could see actually gold will be just moving on the ranges again for once, and I'm also expecting the same thing here. Okay, so right now we are in a very key crossroads where the prices could start to rebound or prices could start dropping back lower, and right now we are watching through 15-minute time frame charts, and we'll love to see how the price reaction works afterwards. Okay, so prices are still ranging, and definitely with this kind of consolidations that prices have started to rebound. I'm expecting the same thing is happening on the silver market. So even though yes, prices has just immediately broke down lower around $34.40, and definitely the drop has been quite significant, a total of 450 pips, since we are trying to see what is happening in the market. And like you guys know, that the silver market has actually been moving a little bit more volatile as usually, and it does happen this time. So let us see whether the price could start to rebound around $34.20 area, since price movement on the silver market has been a little bit drastic. And let us see how the changes happens on the gold market, because sometimes we can be late on silver, but we have gold to be watching out some good signs that could be happening there. Okay, so we'll see. And for gold, I think the key criteria is to see whether prices could hold above 3,350, and for the silver market movement, whether prices could stay above $34.20. As yes, I know silver market is a little bit dramatic, and we'll see how this goes around this area, $34.20 area for the silver market. Okay, so right now we are waiting first, guys, like usual. Nothing much for now. Prices tries to rebound. It's always been the case, guys. So Patience, patience, patience. I know it's a little bit boring and we couldn't be doing much, but it's a very important part of the trading process where we need to be patient and wait for the right time. If not, we are risking the chances to make wrong choices and hitting more losses. That could happen on the market. Okay. And so far, the market reaction has actually been pretty well. Prices starts to rebound. We could actually be seeing similar reactions happening on the silver market, so we'll try to check that out as well with you guys. Okay, silver prices also starts to rebound right around $34.20, like the ones that we are watching. So definitely silver market is a little bit erratic, as I've told you guys earlier on. So there needs to be a little bit of a differentiation sometimes on silver market. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. And for now, I think I will be focusing on this market for now, see how this market will be working next, whether prices will be continue dropping or start to consolidate on the next candlestick movement, because I think we can get the confirmations after the candlestick movement starts to end and move to the next candlestick. Okay. Okay, but one of the two things that we can note out of the market reactions that we are watching, and right now prices are on the verge of breaking down lower, is the selling pressure is really huge. So I think this could be a very good sign that prices could maybe start dropping, and we also see signs that silver prices are starting to break down lower than the $34.20 area. So I think this could be the key moment that we are waiting, and let us see how the market movement will be moving from here onwards. Because like I said, I would prefer to be late with this kind of market conditions where market has been ranging for most of the times. And yep, prices rebound at that price for once again, guys. Alright, so I would definitely love to wait, try to maybe get a little bit of a rebound, trying to see how that goes from there. It's still too early to say, guys. We just started, and usually it's very common for us to get a little bit of a shakeout around these hours, so that's why I still prefer to wait and see. Okay, so if you guys are enjoying so far our analysis on how the price actions has been behaving and you guys are loving it, you guys could follow and subscribe us if you guys haven't do so you guys don't miss out on the next time when we are doing our live streaming sessions. And if you guys wanted to get premium signals like the ones that you guys are seeing on the right hand side of the corner, you guys are welcome to check the link on my profile or the video descriptions to get more information about it, and you guys could actually get these premium signals for free without paying additional money. So make sure you guys check those out as well. Okay. Okay, so just to give you guys a little bit of overview what I'm looking at here right now. So it's literally the same thing that we have been seeing over the Asian sessions for the gold market. That prices hits the high at 3,365 area and then dropping at its lowest around 3,348 area. And right now we are literally seeing that prices has just been bouncing on a very tight ranges, and I think we are going to see that until the news on the ADB and the US S&P private service sector could be coming out at later hours. So I'm expecting that price movement will be a bit slower, it will be a bit testing your patience, and some of the times if you are trading for a very short pips, 10 pips, 20, 15 pips, you guys could go ahead and try to do some buy near the low, sell near the high at these ranges. But personally, that's not what I'm trying to achieve. I'm trying to see how the market continuations will be moving. And so far, that what I'm getting out of this market is just ranging sideways market. So for now, I will still stick with what we have been watching, and later on I'll be watching and see what has been happening on the US dollar index. I think it's a crucial part, especially if this week's labor market could be weakening. We could actually see some drastic movement happening on the US dollar index. So I think I'll be checking those out too with you guys and see how it will be moving next on the market. And just for your information, this is a 1 hour time frame charts, so that you guys could actually see what I'm trying to say and what I'm trying to assess the situation, guys, because overall the market hasn't been moving much, and this is how the market works around this kind of movement, guys. Okay. So it's going to be slow, patience, back into that. Alright, so in a few minutes I'll be trying to see how the US dollar index has been moving, because I think it still could be a very important part of the market. Okay, so then let's go back to the 15-minute time frame charts and see how the changes are moving, whether prices are trying to rebound or selling pressure still remains high for now. Okay, So from what we can see from here, price movement are still showing signs of weaknesses. Yes, that's true. Prices has been under a huge selling pressure, and so far we haven't been able to see prices return towards 3,355 area, and that could really be a concern that prices couldn't return higher. And definitely with the weaknesses also could be appearing on the silver market, that it also hasn't been able to return towards $34.40. I would really love to see how this continuation works, guys, because I really see that this is an important key price point for both gold and the silver market. So if you guys do have any other questions about the market that we are watching so far, and if you guys have any doubts or any uncertain that you guys wanted to ask, you guys are welcome to let me know on the comments. I'll be reading, and let me know what are your questions or your comments about the market conditions that we are watching right now. Okay, so I think I will still prefer to analyze the US dollar index for now, and if there's any changes happening on the market, you guys are welcome to let me know on the comments, and we'll try to assess the situations on the US dollar index side first, guys. Okay, but certainly, like I said, I'm seeing signs of weaknesses still persist as prices couldn't return towards the price point that I've been telling you guys on both gold and silver, and I would love to see how that happens after our analysis. But certainly the signs are showing weaknesses as of now. So maybe if you guys are asking my opinion, what I'm trying to see, what I'm trying to take my trades based on right now, just right now on 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts on the past 15 minutes, I would say I would be tending to be bearish for now. But again, I would love to get further confirmations coming out from the market. Alright. And definitely if you guys are enjoying it, you guys could share this video with your friends or anyone who is interested in trying to trade. Definitely this kind of analysis could give them a little bit of insights how we are watching the market, and hopefully that could help them as well. And thank you very much for your support, and if you guys haven't followed yet, like and subscribe, don't forget to do so. And thank you very much for your support, guys, for your likes and thumbs up. And definitely sharing could be helpful for others, and make our live sessions much more crowded. Okay, so hope you guys could share this video with your friends too. Okay, so for now, US dollar index. Alright, so what really happened here? So one of the main things that we are watching through the US dollar index multiple times on the daily charts, it's been very clear, long term it's downtrend, so no more questions, no more doubt about it. But one of the key things that we have already been watching so far is the possibility that prices hasn't been able to break out higher than $100 mark, and there's certainly a little bit of a layer of resistance around $99.20 to $99.60, and I really hope to see further market movements trying to break out higher if we want to see US dollar index to break higher for the day or for the week, guys, because most of the week we've already been seeing that prices hasn't been able to stay above $99.20, and most of the time prices just get broken down lower after touching $99.20 to $99.40. And definitely we would love to see how this market reaction works, but so far from what I could be seeing from the daily candlesticks, it seems that on the morning market sides on the Asian time zone, we are seeing that the US dollar index are trying to break out higher, but it has failed, and prices are right now weakening and stays back below $99.20. And it's a little bit weird, I would say, with the US dollar index weakening. And let me be clearer, I'll be opening the 30-minute time frame charts to see what is actually happening. And yes, it's the same as what we have already been seeing, that prices on the morning market Asian time zone sessions are trying to break out higher, but it failed. And right now prices are weakening as we are watching the charts. And again, the resistance area has been quite strong. It has already been tested for weeks, especially since last week, where prices are trying to break out but failed 2-3 times. And if you guys are trying to count the minor breakout, it has failed a lot of times. So it really shows you guys that the resistance area around $99.20 towards $99.60 has been quite strong. And with this kind of market movement, and like you guys know that this week is a heavy packed data week, and definitely I will be expecting that US dollar index will be also moving on the sideways, and maybe the correlations with gold and silver couldn't be that related at this point of time, and really depends on how the market movement is reacting towards each news and how the market reactions towards every assets would be the best and the safest choice to do. But certainly with how things has been going on here, it's been, I would say it's been a bit slower, and we are going to expect bigger market movements happening later on, so we'll try to see how that goes. But for now, prices are still ranging, honestly speaking, guys. Despite the weakness earlier on in the Asian time zone, after the rebound, most of the price actions has been ranging between $98.95 to $99.15 the most, and that's all that we are watching since the Asian time zone sessions until the live sessions that we are right now watching. And this is a 30-minute time frame charts, and just so you guys to be clear that the time zone that we are watching is around this range, guys. So that you guys don't be confused, so it's around this range. So it's definitely not much. Prices has just been moving in this kind of ranges, and not a lot of signs, to be honest, guys. Yeah. Okay, let's try to assess how things has been going on the gold with how the US dollar index has been behaving. So for you guys to get really an idea, I'll be showing you guys the currency strength charts. So far, price on the US dollar index has been weakening, and we are also seeing weaknesses signs. So it's a little bit abnormal on this kind of market situations. As you guys know, with US dollar index weakening, we should be able to see gold prices going higher, but not on this kind of moments, as we have already just discussed. And price movement are still inadequate to actually see any clear conclusions for now. Okay, so definitely I'll be waiting again as usual, and we'll try to analyze on the currency strength charts and see what other interesting market opportunities that could be happening. But like I said, guys, with how things has been moving so far, and based on what we just see in the slightest picture on the currency strength charts, I'm not really seeing any clear conclusions that we could be getting out of the market for tonight. With most of the currency market is also in a mix after the earlier strength that's appearing on the Asian sessions, but afterwards I'm not seeing any clear signs. So I still prefer to wait and try to see how things has been going also on the silver side. Okay, so prices are still trying to break out or either to stay below, so it's right now still a bit uncertain. We'll try to see how that goes. Okay, so if you guys are interested to see what is happening on the other currency side, I'll be showing you guys this chart for the moment, and I'll try to take a look what is happening based on this movement. But definitely, if you guys are watching and if you guys have been following us for some times, you guys should be noticing that this kind of market movement is a little bit harder. And since I know that most of you guys couldn't see the left hand side of the corner, if you guys could see, what I will be seeing right now is the price movement has just been moving on 20 points, the most on the positive side. On the negative side, the maximum is 25 points. So definitely today currency market is slower than yesterday, and definitely this is not a good sign, guys. But we'll try to see and analyze what we could be getting out of this market. So one of the very first things, as usual, try to compare the strongest pair that is on the highest price for tonight. and compared with the weakest price. So if you guys could see on the top corner of the strength charts, you guys could actually see each currency's line, color, and its name, and try to see how that goes. And for now, what I'm really actually watching is it's a little bit mixed. Yes, certainly we can try to pick out the strongest and the weakest pairs, but since most of the momentum is also dissipated after the last 1 hour from what I could be seeing from here, so for now I'm not really expecting a big momentum, but let us try to see what chart patterns is forming on the strongest and the weakest currency pairs, and the most exciting movement on the strongest currency pairs. Okay, so wait a while, guys. Okay, so I can see what is happening. Okay, so let me refresh so we can actually see much clearer on what is happening in the currency strength charts. So right now, if we are watching through this one, so Australian dollar and New Zealand dollar has been strengthening for today, and the weakest pair is Japanese yen, so we'll try to assess on those market side for now. AUD, Japanese yen. Alright, so far, yes, the momentum has still been there for the Australian dollar, Japanese yen, and with how prices has been moving so far, there's expectations that prices could hit back to its there. So we'll try to see whether that could be continuing, because like I said guys, for today, market movement hasn't been much, and definitely I'm expecting the same thing could also be happening on the New Zealand dollar, Japanese yen, with how things has been moving on the Australian dollar. So on the short term basis, both are showing some signs of a bull flag, and that could be the case. Oops. Okay, so I will try to assess and how things goes, because yes, the momentum is much more likely appeared on the AUD Japanese yen and the NZD Japanese yen. So if you guys want to take a note for today, maybe this is one of the choices that you guys could take a look. Okay, But other than that, okay, so the Swiss franc today has been quite strong. So we'll try to assess CHF Japanese yen, because today Japanese yen is weakest, so you guys could actually try to trade against the Japanese yen currency for tonight with this kind of market momentum. Yep, definitely we could actually see some choices, but the market movement in the Swiss franc Japanese yen has been quite sticky. As you guys could see, the market movement has been very limited, so I don't think I will be choosing this for now. And I think most of the currency today is a little bit mixed, with the US dollar index has been weakening against the Japanese yen. Definitely this is not a good choice. I'm expecting that market will be consolidating and ranging for the US dollar Japanese yen. And best choice for tonight, I still see and think, is the AUD Japanese yen and NZD Japanese yen. But since we have still some times, let us try to assess other situations on the Euro Japanese yen, GBP Japanese yen, but mostly it's a bit similar as the price momentum hasn't been that much. And maybe AUD USD could be a good choice to trade on the long for tonight with the US dollar index starts to weaken. But let us remind ourselves, guys, the US dollar index could move pretty much more at the later market hours once we started to see some good reactions on the news. So I think I'll try to see how that goes. Certainly, if the US dollar index keeps on weakening and prices breaks out higher than this resistance at the Australian dollar USD at 0.648, that could be some good choices. And the NZD USD, don't forget about it. But I still prefer tonight's strength is coming from the AUD side, so make sure you guys pay attention on AUD currency pairs, with the pair has been going quite strong for tonight. Okay, AUD USD, AUD Japanese yen. Alright, okay, so let us go back and see. For now, I think AUD Japanese yen has started to slow down, NZD Japanese yen is the same. Maybe I think I'll be watching AUD USD, see how the breakout follows through, guys, because as you guys know, Forex currency trading is a little bit slower and the point isn't much. So if you guys want to trade, make sure you guys trade using on a risk basis, as if you guys are opening using your normal lot sizes, maybe the profit wouldn't be as big as usual. Okay, so back on the gold chart, and let us keep in mind AUD USD still is on the choice if anything goes well. For now, we are actually seeing that prices starts to consolidate again for once, so it's not a big of a surprise. It's literally the same thing happening last night too. And which kind of market movement, I think I will be trying to see what other choices that I have on my disposal, guys. Alright, so next I will be assessing how things is going on the gold market. If prices starts to rebound, maybe we could be doing a buy. As I've told you guys, with the job market that has been slowing down, my expectation is US dollar will be weakening. At the very least, we'll be seeing a temporary strength that could be coming on the gold market for this week. So let us see. Maybe later market hours could be actually showing us what we are seeing on the market. Okay. So if you guys do have any questions or any comments or anything that you guys feel that is still unclear, you guys are welcome to let me know about it, guys, and definitely I will try to let you guys understand what I'm trying to explain if you guys couldn't get a clear understanding about it too. And definitely if you guys are enjoying this live streaming session so far, don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe. And if you guys think and feel that what we have been sharing so far has been helpful, why not you guys try to share this video with your friends who are trying to learn to trade too. Okay. And if you guys are interested to get our premium signals, you guys are welcome to check out our profile. On my profile, there's a link that you guys can click to get my free premium signals there, and it's for free, and I'll let you guys know once you click on that link. Alright, so wait a moment guys. Alright, so let's continue. So since we are still seeing that the price movement are still heading towards weaknesses, maybe finally we could see price broken down lower. Maybe that could be the scenario. So if there's any breakdown happening, don't forget to let me know if I do miss out when prices, let's say, break down lower than 3,347. That could be a very clear confirmation on the market, guys. Alright. But definitely entering early, you guys could limit your risk, but you guys couldn't be getting a clearer confirmation. So it's all about risk and reward and try to assess the situations from that kind of point of view. But I think with how things has been going, certainly it could be a good choice to start thinking and try to see how the market reactions will be working from here onwards, because prices are moving with a tendency to go lower, and most of the likelihood that we are going to see is prices to be weakening, guys. Okay. But again, I will always wait for a clear confirmations, because without that clear confirmations, there's always the tendency for going wrong. So I would still wait, try to see, since we still have another 40 plus minutes before the ADP news will be released on the market. And let us remind ourselves, silver market is also reconsolidated again at its closest support area. Gold break to 3346.88. Yep, that's true, but sometimes we are getting the false breakdown PL, and definitely, like I said, it could be a good choice, it could be a good chance, but there's a tendency. I would love to see how the next candlestick works. But thank you very much for notifications. I actually do notice, yes, that prices starts to break down lower than 3347 just now. Okay, but back again, we started to see that prices immediately returns towards 3350 area, around that. So we'll try to assess the situation from there again. Alright, PL and everyone too. So yes, it does happen, it dropped, but prices recovered it for once again. So it's also the same thing happening on the silver side too. So I would prefer to wait for the candlestick to stop moving and switch to the next candlestick to get even further and clearer confirmations. Yep, let's monitor data is releasing soon. Yes, that's true. It will be in another 40 minutes yet. So around 40 minutes we'll be getting a clearer confirmations. And just if you guys couldn't look at it clearly, I'm afraid so. People are expecting the employment changes will be around 100,000 plus, 113 to be exact, and people expectations is just from the previous numbers around 62,000. So the words that you guys are watching is the employment change, and definitely if the numbers are much better, showing that employment market is good, we could actually see gold market could be under pressure. But if the employment change is lower than the 62,000, that could really change the whole thing, guys. It could push up gold prices. And definitely so far from the pre-market reaction, it seems that people are expecting that the job market will be better. So that's why we are seeing that the gold market is under pressure. But as again, guys, we can never know for sure. We are just going to get the confirmation after the data is released. Okay. So we'll see how that goes, and let us review what is happening in the oil market. And in case just again that happens, if prices break down below 3347 for once again, let me know guys, alright? Because maybe something could happen in case when I'm analyzing the oil market. But it seems I'll be trying to wait out and see this out, because prices are right now at 3348, so we'll try to see. Okay, prices are still recovering back, so alright. So if there's any changes, let me know guys, alright? So 3347. Okay. So what is happening on the oil market? So I think I've been telling you guys that the possibility that we are going to see oil prices break below $60 is very far away, and right now we are seeing a very good consolidations on the daily charts, where prices are right now reconsolidating and building up the platform for oil prices to go higher on the long run. And possibly on the long run we could be seeing prices return to $70, but maybe one of the things that you guys could be thinking, hey, it's still a long shot, it's still a long way to go, and there's a lot of obstacles in terms of resistance around $66, $67, and definitely $65 it's closest. So don't even mind $70, we are actually seeing a lot of obstacles around 65, 66, 67, around those areas. But if you're trying to analyze what is happening on the last week's prices has just been consolidating, with markets analyzing the OPEC news, and it turns out that the oil market productions for the aviation isn't as big as people expected, and we are seeing good signs that oil prices starts to stabilize, and that is a very good sign on the market. And if you are watching through the short-term 30-minute time frame charts for now, prices are actually trying to push higher, but so far the market reaction has been very much limited, I would say. On some of the times, okay, to 3344 already, but again it's very similar with last night guys. So 3344, the lowest, yes that's true. I think I've been missing out for once again. But I think for now, good chances that prices could further weaken. So let us try to analyze from here first. So right now, 5-minute charts, selling pressure is quite huge too. But for once again guys, it rebounded 3347 again. So this is what I'm really scared of during pre-news event, where we could be getting tricked. And definitely yes, prices do drop, but it didn't really follow through it. And let us see how this candlestick closes, and right now we are already watching through 5-minute charts guys. But certainly prices are returning towards once again 3347 area, and really gives that good consolidations on the lower side that prices has been rejecting the 3345 area. So we'll see how that goes. I could be wrong. We'll try to let the market say what it does, okay? But definitely with the long week, it could really blur the judgments guys, okay? But 3345 now, okay, so let us try to see. I think it's a little bit tricky for now guys. I think I'll try to analyze first, despite the weaknesses appearing in the market. And right now you're already watching through 5-minute charts, but the market movement isn't that convincing for me. So yep, despite prices to break down lower, okay, if the risk could be very limited, let us try to give it a shot. but again guys, it didn't really convince me, so I would still prefer to wait, guys, because the continuation that prices just keeps on rebounding. It's very similar with what we are seeing on yesterday's market movement. So if I'm going to scroll back to show you guys, you guys can actually see a very similar pattern happening, that prices are actually building up a very long wick on the lower side of candle, and that could sometimes be giving a false breakdown. So I don't want to try to enter first for now, and let us see how the market reaction was after the news, guys. Alright, so yep, it really rebounded for once again, very similar with what we are seeing, until after the news sessions came out and prices just immediately drops yesterday. Okay, it's literally almost the same, guys. Okay, that's why I'm also not getting the conviction, okay, prices seems likely to go lower because of how the candlestick movement has been moving so far, guys. Okay, so I still prefer to wait and let us see how, guys. Okay, so now let us go back towards the all market as we see how the price reaction works. But just in case again, guys, prices couldn't go high to 3350 and prices just stays below 334544, let me know for once again, guys. Alright, because that could be showing us that weaknesses are there, but the momentum for market to fall through going down is still existing, and prices are trying to consolidate around this area. So just in case that happens again, we'll try to see that. Okay, so let me know. And back towards the all market. Yep, so the all market has actually been less than people expecting, and that's why we are saying that a good consolidation is building on the all market. Yes, that's true, but at the same time, most of the market movement is just represented towards one or two candlesticks. So if you guys are watching, so like the last 1 hour here, prices are just being represented by large movement in two candlesticks around here, and the rest, you guys could see that the market movement has been very limited, showing no clear signs. But trading on the all market could be a bit tricky when the market movement is moving in that kind of directions, and the only way that you guys could mitigate that is try to find a good entry point. And certainly with how things has been moving, the tendency for all market is likely to go higher, and right now based on the 1 hour charts that we are watching through, it is certainly a good chance that this could be the rebound, the pullback, and this could be a healthy rebound area to re-enter the market. But so far, volume wise, the market movement isn't really good. But in terms of just the candlestick without the price action, it seems that prices are likely to go higher from here onwards, because definitely over the past week, the market movement on all has been quite ranging. As you guys could see, it's been a very limited market range, so that's why it's a little bit tricky to trade with bigger confidence on this kind of market movement that has been ranging without showing us any clear trends. But once prices break out, that could really change the whole dynamic, and we'll try to see how that happens after the breakout does happen. Okay, so back towards the gold market, and so far prices are still rebounding again, nothing much. And as I've told you guys, this is a very normal market situation before the news, and I again prefer to wait because I'm not really seeing great confidence on how the market movement has been moving so far. It's a little bit shaky and not showing the kind of market momentum that I'm actually trying to find on the market. And on the silver market, prices also starts to rebound, so we'll see how that goes. Similar thing could also happen here. And definitely right now, patience is very much required. with this kind of market movement, and I still prefer to wait, guys. Okay. So if you guys are trying to ask what are my opinions, I'm actually seeing a good chances that we could be having a rebound first, at the very least towards this area, before market will be slowing back again. So we'll see how that goes, because right now this is my view on what I'm really seeing in the market. The prices are likely to reconsolidate again on the sideways area, as the market movement hasn't been that convincing. I'm suspecting a huge chance that prices will range for once again, guys. Alright, so let us see. And since we still have some time left here, let us try to assess how things are going on the stock indices, guys. Alright, so I still prefer US 100, and I've been telling you guys what are the reasons that I still prefer to watch US 100 stock indices. So if you guys want to get that information, you guys are welcome to join my VIP live sessions, and you guys could check that out on my profile on the link I put it there, guys. And so far, the price build up has been very well for the US 100 stock indices, and right now it seems that prices are trying to break higher, but it seems that tonight we'll be seeing a little bit of volatility happening on the market, as I've also told you guys that there's not only just the ADP news that will be coming out tonight, but the ISM services sector also will be releasing their news, and that could really impact the market too. And definitely I'll be waiting, try to see how the market reactions will be working afterwards, and probably we'll be seeing better and smoother market movement after the news arrive on the ISM services PMI, together alongside with the composite of the PMI. So composite is the combinations between the manufacturing and the services sector of the ISM index, and once the numbers are out, I'm expecting that prices could be soon hitting record highs again, because honestly I've already been watching through some stock indices around the world too, and everything has been moving quite well, despite prices are right now for once again reconsolidate, but signs are pretty clear and very well for prices to go higher on the Germany stock indices, UK stock indices, and even the Hong Kong stock indices as well. So it seems that everything is going very well. Prices are right now reconsolidating, trying to find some footing, and once we get further clarity, I think we have already been seeing that the stock indices have already been flying through the roof for the stock indices. So make sure if you guys are trading on the stock indices, make sure if you guys wanted to get further confirmations, try to wait for the breakout. If not, you guys should try to get a good entry point for the long trades, guys. Okay, but back to the US 100. Yep, prices has been moving higher and higher, and definitely on some occasions this could be a very good trade for a very limited risk too. So I'll see how that goes. Certainly this could be a very good choice once prices starts to move faster and higher. For now it seems prices are a little bit slower. It's always the case, especially before a big news that will be released soon. So I think I will prefer to wait and see too on the stock indices for now, with the market reactions that we are achieving. So if we are heading back towards the gold market and show you guys what has actually happened on the 1 hour time frame charts, you guys will actually see that yep, market has been reconsolidating on the support for once again, and prices are trying to rebound from there, guys. Okay, so that's why sometimes we could get shakeout in the market with this kind of market conditions, and that could be very painful at some point. Seems that prices are trying to break down but isn't, and that's part of the sideways trend. Sideways market is always testing you and testing us and our patience and how we are trading on this kind of market. So today I still prefer to wait after getting the confirmation that prices hasn't been changing much since the earlier market sessions that we have already been seeing. Okay. And seems that we'll be trying to see how this pans out until the end of live streaming sessions, and I'll try to see what else is happening on the market. AUD/USD, right? So let's try to check it out. Okay, so for the very first time, AUD/USD has been breaking 0.648. Okay, that's a good sign, I would say. Yep, it's been very well. AUD/Japanese yen is also moving very, very well. So maybe we could be trying to do some short-term trades too on this market side. Okay, so it seems good chances could appear on the AUD/Japanese yen, so make sure that you guys could take a look on there. With the current market movement that is happening on the Australian dollar, seems that things are moving quite well on that side, so you guys could try to take a look at there as well. And yes, prices has been moving faster, so maybe you guys could be missing out, so you guys could try to adjust a little bit of your stop losses if that's the case with this kind of market momentum. Or you guys could prefer to wait, try to wait for consolidations and re-enter the market when prices are going back lower. But it could be the case prices continue to jump or prices could consolidate for a while. So definitely I would prefer to chase as the momentum has been pretty clear on this market side. Okay. But other than that, let me check the all market for now. Yep, all market is not showing any clear signs. Gold market, nothing fanciful too. Alright, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. So it seems that the Australian dollar Japanese yen has also started to slow down. So we'll try to see how that goes. Very close, I would say. Yep. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Okay. Definitely on the currency strength charts that we have been seeing, that Australian dollar still seems to get that strength. So probably the normal market reactions or the currency strength charts hasn't been showing that kind of movement. So we'll try to analyze furthermore. But so far, gold market reactions has started to rebound, as we would love to see, but the reaction hasn't been that well. So we'll try to see how that goes, and with this kind of market movements, I'll be expecting that in another few minutes, maybe nearing the news, we could be seeing a little bit of volatility. But for now, we couldn't be seeing much, and there isn't any clarity for now. And yes, silver prices are trying to return towards $34.40, but so far the price action hasn't been that well. So we'll see on those sides. All market still the same. All market will change. Okay, for now, it seems that gold prices has failed to rebound, and we'll see how that goes, guys, because so far right now we are watching through the 5-minute charts, 15-minute charts, and definitely the reaction isn't that good. Prices are still moving between ranges 3348, 3350, and definitely we are very near towards the news, so we'll see how that goes. Oil market is definitely rebounding, so I'm expecting that the US dollar index has been moving much better. Yep, the US dollar index has started to rebound, and you're seeing that the gold market is under a little bit of a pressure, but nothing much, as the trend is still moving on the sideways. It's also the same thing for the silver market too. Yep, so we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, for the trades on the AUD Japanese yen is still there. Prices are still moving higher and higher. It's the same thing for the AUD USD too, despite prices are started to weakening for now. Yep, so Australian dollar starts to slow down. Meanwhile, Japanese yen is rebounding a little bit. So you guys are watching the trades, suddenly you guys could be seeing that prices are slowing down a little bit, and we'll see how that goes. And definitely with our remaining time that we have on the live stream sessions, it seems that prices are likely to go lower with this kind of market reactions that we have been watching so far, and the tendency for prices to go down is pretty huge. So I think there's a good chance we could actually see that prices should be start to go lower from here onwards. So if you're watching through the US dollar index starts to rebound, and the gold market is under pressure, I think this kind of market movement is a little bit more convincing for now to actually start to see that there's actually a much better market reactions than the ones that we have been seeing so far. It started to appear on the market too. Okay, for now, prices are once again still slowing back. Just very important, if you guys could get higher entry prices is the best thing. But with this kind of market tendency that we are watching as of now, prices on the gold market are right now should be able to go lower from here onwards, guys. Alright, so pay attention after the end of our live streaming sessions, and the US dollar index are still moving in a little bit of a ranges, so we are expecting we could be seeing a little bit of a range for now. So the ranges that we could be expecting is between 3343 towards 3350 area. So I'd love to see how the market reaction works afterwards, but the overall market situation is likely to be going lower. Make sure you guys can find a good entry point on the higher side, and we'll see how that goes. And I'm also expecting the same thing could be happening in the silver market, but since the strength on the silver market is much better, so I'll be aware to do shorts there. And on the oil market, we are seeing that prices are trying to go higher but with no clear trend, so be careful. And the trades here should be consolidating for now on the AUD, USD, AUD, Japanese yen. So if you guys pay attention, you guys should be able to find a good entry point if you guys haven't been entering the trades. Alright, so it's time. Hope you guys are enjoying, and definitely, like I said, we haven't been able to see any clear market reaction, so pay attention, try to see how market reactions work around 3350. If prices could break higher, that's the chance that prices could be rebounding. If not, prices should be stuck on these ranges. Okay, so I hope you guys are enjoying the live sessions, and see you guys tomorrow here at the same place at the same time. If you guys wanted to get the continuations of how we are approaching our trades on the gold market, you guys are welcome to join my VIP live sessions. And the only way that you guys could get access is checking the link on my profile. Click on the link, chat me up. I want to get access on the VIP live sessions, and I'll be showing you guys how you guys could get that. Okay, so see you guys there. If not, tomorrow. See you guys. Bye.